Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, people. That is where bears live, don't you know? And would you believe that 7 out of 8 TikTok women, they would agree they'd rather see a bear in the woods than a man in the woods. It is YouTube's still working on that court case. Number 2 show by a bear. Got Trey Del Agua, or whatever the hell they're called, Venezuelan gang. They're apparently number 1, according to a district judge in D.C. But we're working on it, people. We're going to send it to the Supreme Court. Finally get our number 1 status back here, people. It might take a little bit. You know, I've got my lawyer here. He's a squirrel, if you didn't know. Actually, no, my lawyer is actually a owl. He's very wise, knows a lot about the law, and he can turn his head around quite often. So very good with that. Never argued a case before the Supreme Court, though. Well, never really argued a case before, but listen, if you're gonna be sued, you might as well have an owl in your court, people. No helmet, bad bear. Well, he's a happy bear. Definitely a happy bear. Where did your lawyer get his JD from? I believe it was from, I don't know, it was, where did he get it from? He's got all the books, all that sort of stuff. I didn't really pay attention, to be honest with you. It just says, hey, I need a lawyer to represent me. So the owl raised his wing up and says, hey, I'll take the case. I says, all right, we'll do it, man. We'll do it. Gotta get my number 1 status back, B-Money. Oh, and which, by the way, your emotional support animal, people. I got off track, people. Gosh dang it, taking away the number 1 status for Bear is really got his dander in a rough, people. A little bit of dander in the rough, people. So great to have all of you here today. As we always do it here, people. Usually Wednesdays and Saturday evenings at 8 o'clock. Oh, by the way, P-Money, how is your hockey game going? Are you at a hockey game today, or are you here with us here today? P-Money has been at a local hockey meet, emceeing, or maybe I don't know the exact details out there. Over the speaker, maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming maybe he sings the national anthem. Could be one or all of those out there, so hopefully he's here with us instead of calling a good hockey game out there. Alright, well, anyways, people, we've got, man oh man, Bear is just filibustering right here at the start of the show, but we have, literally, people, no time to waste. There's no dilly or dallying here, people. I would tell you about the campaign updates, but there's really no updates. So go check out Gary Shipman's stuff. You know where to find it, people. Down in the description. But you know what, people? As Bear kind of sits back, we have kind of this saying that goes on around here. You don't watch the show to know what's going on. Watch the show to know what's going to go on, people. Oh, hold on. They played an away game last night, and they won the finals. Yay! It's over, and yes, I do the announcing and the music. And the singing as well. Well, we'll have to have him do his rendition of Oh Canada at some point. Have to check out those vocals, man. See if he hits those high notes. Gotta make sure you hit those high notes, man. Yeah, the Bolts won today as well. Closer game than it should have been. It was a fun game, people. Definitely fun. Ryan McDonough, 1,000 games. Good job. Big Mac. Old Big Mac truck out there. Anyways, get better glasses. I do need to, hold on. Let me rub these out here just in case. Clean up the glasses here, make sure. Sometimes there's a little bit of fog in there. You never know. But no singing, he says. No singing. I apologize, people. You will not be able to hear the lovely dulcet tones of P-Money singing Oh Canada, something else, something for love of country. Ooh. And Maple Leafs. Do-do-do. The end. I might have added a couple lyrics there. I'm not really sure about that, people. If you ever need to, anybody, just go ahead and invite Bear up. I will try. I know how to sing our national anthem. I mean, like the American national anthem. But oh, Canada, I'll just have to wing it, man. So only invite Bear if you want him to sing the actual national anthem and not, the Snow Mexican national anthem out there. Oh, he changed the lyrics to "Oh, 51st state. That's gonna be a really big state." La. I wonder if Kamala Harris could be the senator from Canada, since she was Canadian to begin with. Things we will have to think about. Ponder as we do. But gosh dang it, people, filibustering to the 9 out here. I apologize. We got to get to it here, people. We've got plenty to get to. But first, let me just kind of round it out. Like Bear says, we try to do the show here, not to show what's going on, but to show what's going to go on out there. So we've been kind of circling like vultures out there of Warner Brothers ever since they got bought out from Discovery, the Discovery networks out there. So a lot of little pieces here and there tells Bear, man, oh man, there is some trouble. Definite trouble over there at Warner Brothers. But we'll get to that in just a moment. I like this because it kind of illustrates more than anything out here. Let me do the thing with the thing here, people. 1 second, bring you in. And the news and all the other good stuff. Here we go. As a professional show would. My wife just said, is Bear having a stroke? Well, possibly. Possibly. I had a little, a nosebleed right before I went on, man. A lot of the pollen just getting to Bear here, so possibly there might be some sort of stroke involved here somewhere. We'll see. We'll see. Just dial 9 and 1 and have your finger over the other 1 button just in case. Amy is here as well. Well, good to have you here, Amy. Hope you're having a great weekend. Anyways, I had kind of an illustrative story, literally and figuratively. Kind of the stuff that's going on over at Warner Brothers, what we might see ahead of time. I've had the postulation out there that, they might be selling off DC, the entire DC studios. Whole Superman thing is kind of a ruse, but we'll get to that later. By the way, we will definitely get to Snow White here in just a moment. We've got a full show. But I want to start off with a little bit of kind of a signpost for stuff to come out here, people. From the good folks at Deadline and Lynette Rice. They've got an update. Let me just go to the original story here, and then we'll do the update. They say over here at Deadline, a little cartoon history is about to be history at the Warner Brothers lot. The studio is completely razing and demolishing the single-story building where Looney Tunes was once housed. A Deadline understands that building 131 will be torn down to create more space for the animated studio so they can do some great works in the future. No. To create more, quote, base camp space for the myriad of HBO shows that are shooting on the Burbank lot, aka parking space. They're tearing down the Looney Tunes building for extra parking, people. Nondescript building, which is located on the far corner of the Lost Forest Lawn Drive, will not, people, be replaced. Observers say the demolition has been in the works for weeks. The staff from other shows have been discouraging from parking in the vicinity. So they go to an update. So here's the building right here. Here's the building, and they've got a little bit of pushback over there at the Warner Brothers lot. They says updated. Signs of protest have popped up outside the single-story Looney Tunes building that's scheduled to be raised for extra parking. Make way for base camp space. They put this euphemism in there. No, it's parking. It's literally you're parking your vehicles there. 4 signs were posted sometime this week on Building 131, located on the far corner off the lot, blah, blah, blah. The signs read, buildings have feelings too. Save 131 history matters a ton, and everyone watches Looney Tunes. An amateur artist even drew Bugs Bunny, saying, not cool, Doc. Not cool at all. As Deadline reported earlier this week, the building's demolition has been in the works for some time so they can create more parking on the studio lot out there, people. Some readers have correctly pointed out this isn't the original home of Warner Brothers Animation, nicknamed the Termite Terrace, located in the old studio lot off of Sunset Boulevard. This is the one that was made in the 1940s. Or excuse me, the 1950s. Moved over there in the 1950s to Burbank. Burbank's a little bit outside of L.A., L.A. proper. Regarding Building 131, one Deadlighter reader named John Alton said, I had the pleasure of walking through this building with my dear friends Virgil Ross and Leith Adams in 95. We strolled down the corridor. Virgil had been working with Leon Schlesinger and Warner Brothers since 1935. Began telling Leith and I this was Chuck Jones's office, this is where Fritz Fling worked, and on and on. These younger people sitting in the offices had no idea what magic was created in these rooms. Nor did Leith, who at that time was the corporate archivist. It's very sad they're destroying 20th century history, people. 20th century history. So, all of the Looney Tunes stuff that went on in the 50s, housed in this one building here, 131, gonna get torn down. Completely torn down for parking. For parking. Not a great idea, Warner Brothers. I mean, you'd figure, hey, why don't we, since Disney is making all these live action stuff, why don't we, go back to our roots with animation and make some good animation out there? Nope. They sold off one Looney Tunes movie to a company called Ketchup, who's now distributing that. Possibly the other kind of blended live action animated film, what was it called? Coyote versus Acme? That one has been shelved. But could also possibly be sold to Ketchup Entertainment as well. So Warner Brothers, literally starting out with Looney Tunes. No more, people. Definitely no more. At least the Animaniacs are safe in their tower. So far. Till they need more parking. Pulling down animation studios to make room for parking is kinda sad. Just kinda. Building should have put up a sign saying it was duck. Oh, that's a great idea, P-Money. That's a great idea. Put it up for duck season. Duck season. There you go. No, you can't tear it down. It's over there. Go tear down, the head studio guy's lot or something like that. Go tear down his office to make room for more parking. So, yeah, kind of sad. A little bit of kind of eating the seed corn. Sure, it makes your tummy full, but what happens next season? When you go to plant the corn and you got no corn because you ate all the seed ahead of time, you're like, oh, what do we do now? So once again, kind of a sort of theme here with Bear for the past couple months at least, talking about Warner Brothers and where they're going, and are they going the way of the dodo, people? Are they going the way of the dodo? Somebody named their production studio Ketchup. It's true, P-Money. No mustard, just ketchup. Or were they having lunch and just looked around and had to pick a name in 30 seconds or less? Probably. I would imagine that would have something to do with it there, P-Money. They're just like, that one. Yes, we'll go with that one. Definitely go with ketchup. It just rolls off the tongue. In more ways than one, people. More ways than one. So, is Warner Brothers going the way of the dodo? Well, the people we've got over here at Variety a really long article about the heads of Warner Brothers out here. We talked about this, gosh, a week ago? Might have been a week ago, week and a half ago. There was rumors kind of coming out. Now they are just full-fledged people, full-fledged. These folks are in trouble. But kind of the bigger story that they have in the article here, they literally have 5 movies. 5 movies that could go one way or the other, and if they all pretty much underperform, they are in serious doo-doo, people. Very serious doo-doo. It's not going to be very pretty at all, people. So one of the things we're keeping an eye on is Superman, the James Gunn directed movie. Supposedly is going to be the rebirth of DC and what do they call that? The DCU, DC Universe. So. Or, on Bear's contention, they're just doing this just so they can make a movie and then turn right around and sell it. So these folks right here, originally with, what was it, MGM? Was it MGM? I think MGM Film Division. Who got sold off to, that'd be Amazon. We were talking about that James Bond not too long ago. So that was a little bit part of that. So they were part of that regime beforehand, and then kind of moved over to Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers got bought out by an outfit called Discovery Networks, who came out with, the Discovery Channel, a lot of nature stuff, the TLC channel, a lot of what would you call that? Kind of crass programming. I don't know. A lot of reality programming. Food Network the same way. What was the other one? The Home and Garden Networks. So they're really not really that in tune with the movie industry. So they brought these folks in, like, hey, help us out. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's see. Under DeLuca and Abby, those folks that you saw there. Warner Brothers had 2023's monster hit Barbie, which was technically greenlit under the regime of their predecessor. Oh my goodness. Of Toby Emmerich, who's out. But the studio has been hurting as its film slate for 2024 crashed and burned, people. So far in 2025, a pair of movies about doppelgangers, which rely heavily on special effects. That'd be Mickey 17 and the Alto Knights, is going to set back the studio $110 million. They just set fire to $110 million, people. Just went up in flames, people. Never to be seen again. Whatever got the feeling soon Warner Brothers will go the Lion King route and make Looney Tunes live-action characters. They kind of sort of did that with, what was that, Space Jam? Kind of, sort of. I don't see them doing the Disney route where they take... Honestly, look, I don't think that they are really that involved with Looney Tunes anymore. They're not even involved in animation. Have you seen I haven't seen it. I've just seen screenshots of it. The Creature Commandos, the sort of premiere, James Gunn's coming out and he's going to make a great series on Max and everybody's going to... It looks horrible. Looks awful. Looks like, 12-year-olds drew it or something like that. It doesn't look, it's like that flash animation kind of style. It just doesn't look good at all. You'd figure, hey, Warner Brothers, if you're going to take $110 million and just set it on fire, why not just rehabilitate your animation studio, brand new Looney Tunes movie and set a high bar with it? I hear the kids... They do like still animation out there, and they do go to the animated movies, and they make a lot of money. Probably more than $110 million from Mickey 17 and the Alto Knights, which completely bombed. So why not do that? Apparently, it looks at least a bear. They might be selling off Looney Tunes to somebody, maybe like Ketchup, selling off DC, somebody like Apple or Amazon or one of the other studios out there. That's what it looks like, Noel Bear. It looks like they are setting up for a fire sale out here. It's kind of hilarious how tone-deaf most big studios are. Indeed, Annie. We will definitely get to the box office stuff here in just a moment. Not a good weekend, man. I was already rather depressed when I watched the Avengers Doomsday cast announcement. Well, get ready, P-Money. There's more depressing news right here. Until this month, DeLuca and Abby, which it goes like this. The Z-Man is number one up top, head of the overall Warner Brothers Discovery outfit. DeLuca and Abby are part of Warner Brothers itself, so the film division, okay? So the film division, they're in charge of greenlighting movies. Underneath them is Gunn and the Saffron out there who are in DC, and they're making, Superman and Creature Commandos and all the other great stuff that's just coming down the pipeline that they have. So that's kind of the hierarchy that they have here. Take your 110 million and divide it amongst a bunch of popular YouTube animators. I like that. I definitely like that. Well, that's not the least of their problems. That money has already been burnt. We've already burnt that $110 million. We're looking ahead to the millions, possibly hundreds of $1 million that they're going to be burning. And instead of, doing the smart thing and course correcting, they're going ahead with stupid plans here. So let's figure out what those plans are and why they're so stupid. They haven't seemed as concerned with the balance sheet of Warner Brothers. Over their long career, the pair have branded themselves as filmmaker champions who love to take big swings, but with morale on the lot dangerously low, especially after you take out, the historic Looney Tunes building that helped build the company. Industry chatter, as they say, and numerous reports that Luca and Abby's days of running Warner Brothers could be numbers. Now, of course, Deadline doesn't give us the chatter morale from people. It doesn't name names, so we got to take that a little bit of salt. They are counting on in the same direction, huh? They're continuing on in the same direction, huh? Says P-Money. They do know the definition of insanity, right? Well, you'd figure that after the first musical from the Joker that they would say, hey, let's pump the brakes on that. And they says, no, hell no. Put that gas pedal to the floor. We're heading off the cliff, Louise. We're heading off that cliff, baby. Anyways, let's see. Their days are numbered. Sources say the pair have lost the confidence of Warner Brothers Discovery. The Z-Man, whose impatient management style is focused on the bottom line. I'm sure. As the rumor mill has gone into overdrive, this town has whispered that Peter Safran, who we've talked about in the past, could possibly inherit control of all of Warner Brothers. God, please help us. Please help us. Got a plan for the future. There's hundreds of millions of dollars won't burn themselves. While the studio continued a win last year with Beetlejuice, DeLuca and Abby had to weather bad press surrounding Ferosa and Juror number 2. That was Clint Eastwood's drama that went straight to streaming. I think they had it in like 4 or 5 theaters. It literally could be Clint Eastwood's last movie. And they decided, hey, you know what would be great? Legendary filmmaker? We'll put it into a couple theaters, in a matinee somewhere, in the, outskirts of town somewhere. Then we'll just send it straight to Max. I'll be fine. It'll be fine. None of those titles, however, bombed as severely as Todd Phillips' Joker Folie du Jour, a film they greenlit to blatant audience rejection and critical revolt. And I would just say, hey, let's make a Joker movie and make it into a musical. Probably wasn't the greatest idea in the world. They should have pumped the brakes and said, hey, wait a minute. We made $1 billion on the last one. Let's not go too crazy about this. Maybe let's have a Joker movie where the Batman might be in there somewhere, possibly. Might be a good idea. No, let's go ahead and make a musical. Well, guess what, people? They're making another musical. Oh boy. Oh boy. That would be cool meme. Somebody burning money and someone says, "Why are you burning money?" Responds with, "Ain't gonna burn itself." Ain't gonna burn itself, man. The melting pressure has been corrosive for DeLuca and Abby and their team. Sources say, they don't name who, creating what Warner Brothers Insider described as a swirling fiasco of tension within the motion picture group. Oh my goodness. Some high-level individuals with knowledge, let us know who they are, Variety, that'd be nice. Of DeLuca and Abby say their decades-long relationship has been tested by the advocacy for projects and manage the expectations of the Z-Man. So here we go. Things came to a head in the operation last week in the run-up to a slew of release date changes. Four sources with knowledge of the matter told Variety, notably Paul Thomas Anderson's $130 million plus crime thriller starring Leo DiCaprio was pushed from the summer blockbuster season to September, which will make more money, I'm sure. People go to the theaters in the fall instead of the summer, where it can be positioned for awards. But awards don't make money. We saw, what was that? What was that stupid movie? Anora won the Academy Award. They put it back into theaters for like a week or two. It made like $15,000. Awards don't. They ain't gonna help. They ain't gonna help. So here's one. Here's one. What was it called? One battle after another. $130 million. Okay, so there's one. We've got Superman as well. Okay. All right, get ready, people. Get ready. If you have this in your bingo cards, come up and collect your winnings. Maggie Gyllenhaal, whatever, however you pronounce it, the bride, exclamation point, is, quote, a punk rock art house project based on the Bride of Frankenstein, cost $80 million. That's right, people. A Bride of Frankenstein musical, $80 million. From Maggie Gyllenhaal. She's not starring in it. She's directing it. She's directing it. You might say, Bear, has Maggie Gyllenhaal directed anything? Like, well, maybe, the one of the staffers to go get her some coffee. Maybe, but not really. That's 15,000 more than I would have expected. Yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of money. Not at all. So they've already moved 2 movies. So $130 million. You better be putting that in the summer. You better be putting that in the summer where the most eyeballs can get on it. And Paul Thomas Anderson, great director, not really known for his for his high budgets, number one, and number two, not known for great revenue as well. He did what was it? There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights, some of the other stuff out there. Good movies, don't get me wrong, but they're not blockbusters, people. In the days prior to the date changes, DeLuca and Abby has been taken to having shouting matches in the office that they share on the lawn. Two sources say, always say. When asked by Variety, Abby pushed back on the notion she and DeLuca had turned on each other. It's impossible, she says. Their friendship goes back over 30 years and exists outside of the business. We are ride or die. I'm sure they've got that tattooed right on the old shoulder. It's alive! It's alive! And now let's go do a dance. Dance, dance! We're doing the Bride of Frankenstein dance. Woo, 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 woo. I'm sure that's just gonna make boffo amounts of money. $80 million, so it's gotta at least come even with like $160 million for a musical about a punk rock. What was it called? A punk rock art house project. I'm sure we'll make north of $200 million to become profitable. I'm sure that will happen. I'm almost positive that will happen. I'm being sarcastic, people. who denied open hostility within their teams via email or otherwise. Adby says she and DeLuca present as is. We're from Jersey in Brooklyn. Spirited and passionate leaders. They're not yelling at each other. No New Yorkers or Jersey people have ever yelled. Ever, people. Dana Newsbaum, that would be the executive VP of worldwide marketing at Warner Brothers, was put out there to say something nice. 21 years, I've seen my share of different leaders. By the way, my share of different leaders at Warner Brothers. I haven't seen any open infighting in the past 2 months. We've felt incredibly supported by Mike and Pam, who've been lean in and transparent leaders. They've been there for 2 years, and they might not be there for long. The pair acknowledged some well-documented recent failures and stood strong behind their next crop of movies. Look, I know all the stuff I've done before has been garbage and crap. But look, the next stuff's gonna be great. Just you wait. Just you wait, people. Early tracking for Jack's Black Minecraft movie suggests that it could resonate, but it's no Super Mario Brothers movie. So Minecraft. Okay, so we got the Leo DiCaprio movie that's been pushed back. $130+ million. It needs to make what? 200 and... let's just call it 250 just to break even? $80 million spent on Maggie Gyllenhaal's Bride of Frankenstein musical. We are hopeful. We're putting all our eggs into the basket for Minecraft. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. And then finally, in addition to Superman, Sinners. Sinners, people, an original piece of vampire IP from Black Panther director Ryan Coogler, whatever the hell his name is, Rooster Cogburn, which is currently tracking at a decent $40 million 3-day opening. How much did it cost? $90 million. $90 million it cost. $185 to break even. Now, there's an asterisk to this, people. They're saying, oh, we're going to do great at $40 million. What was it? Snow White did, what was it, 43, 44, something like that. It was just shy of 45, if I remember correctly, over their 3-day. That was considered a bomb. Now, of course, that cost $200 million. This one only cost $90 million, but they're saying, hey, we're looking at $40 million opening weekend for Rooster Cogburn's vampire IP. Yay. But here's the catch, people. Here's the catch. Warner Brothers. Let's see, where does it say? Coogler, Rooster Cogburn, will ultimately own the underlying IP. So they're saying, hey, we got a great IP out there. Well, guess what, Warner Brothers? You don't own it. You don't own it. An arrangement similar to Quentin Tarantino's deal for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Warner Brothers will have first rights to distribute Sinners for 25 years. Longer than Tarantino's relationship. So Warner Brothers, okay, so they get $40 million on the opening weekend. Hopefully, they think. They need 185 just to break even. Once it goes out of theater, Rooster Cogburn here has first rights to distribute it to wherever the hell he wants for the next 25 years. So even if it's a big hit, it makes, let's just say it makes $200 million. They've barely broke even, and then they don't get any residuals off the movie for the next 25 years. Great job, guys. Great job. That's some great thinking. Let's level another historic building at the Warner Brothers lot, people. It's just going great out there. In Seth Rogen's The Studio, the new Apple TV series. By the way, which I watched last night. I checked that out last night. The first, I think it only had 2 episodes. I was hoping to, I like to do the binge thing. We watched, where was it here? Let me see if I can find it. I was telling you people about Sugar, the Colin Farrell show. That was really good. That was really good. I would definitely recommend that. A couple little asterisks out there, but really enjoyed that. What was it called? The studio. It's all right. It's okay. I maybe get a couple more episodes into it and see how it goes. But it's all right. It's one of those things where it's supposed to be like a funny. It's supposed to be a comedy, I guess, but I don't want to say it's not funny. It is funny, but it's like that cringe sort of humor or awkward, that sort of awkward sort of humor out there. If you enjoy that sort of stuff, I'm sure it's really funny. I don't. That's not Bear's Ballywick out there, so I'm not really into the sort of cringe comedy. But it's like one of those things where you're trying to figure out, is this a comedy or is it a drama? There's some funny stuff that's supposed to be happening, but it's played as a drama, so it's kind of, I don't know. I need a couple more episodes to kind of say yay or nay on that. But anyways, watched that the last night. I was going to watch another film. It was called Babylon. Holy cow, people! Do not watch Babylon. That is just. I didn't make it 5 minutes. I didn't make it 5 minutes. It stars Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt and some other fella who I think was the supposed main character. I didn't last 5 minutes, people. Don't ask why. Please do not ask why. Just stay. It's like 3.5 hours long, anyways. I couldn't last 5 minutes, so. Anyways, that's that. Oh, let's see. Hold on. I mean, I've at least heard some people looking forward to Minecraft, and it might be visually creative. I'm sure it is, Amy. And hold on, let me double check here. Let's find out. Let's take a look here and see. Maybe it's up here. I'm not sure. A Minecraft movie. The budget $150 million. So it needs 300 at least. At the very least, $300 million to break even. Just to break even. So they need Minecraft to be like $1 billion movie just to dig them out of the hole that they have in some of the other movies out here. You see, Superman's not even in there. One battle after another. They're saying $140 million. The Bride $80 million. That's $200 million right there plus. Sinners 90. Let's just call it $100 million. So 300 plus million. 45 for the Alto Knights, which made like $50,000. It wasn't much. 118 million for Mickey 17, which didn't make anything. I'll show you guys in just a minute. It's almost out of the top 10. So, look, it could be. Bear was talking about this last year, and I think P-Money kind of got a little bit of Bear's prognostication a little twisted. We were talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. I says it needs to come in over a certain amount, otherwise Disney's going to be in kind of a trouble. I think it was maybe taken as, Bear's, not plussed up on a Wolverine movie. I was like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying, in the movie marketplace, it needs to do well, otherwise it's going to be a bad year. It ended up doing pretty well, so I could be completely wrong about Minecraft. I could be right. But we're just using these couple movies here as kind of a gauge. So you'll see later on in the year, they still have The Bride up as September 26th. This must have been beforehand. So 4 out of the 5 movies that we'll see here. Let's see, what was that? Minecraft, Sinners, Superman, One Battle After Another, The Bride. So you can kind of tick down on that list. Did it come in above? Is it making money? Or is it losing money? And if you have more of them losing money than making money, then not only are these people in trouble, but the whole studio is. Anyways, it goes on, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Let's see. Abby, however, was vexed by a recent report saying she and DeLuca were irresponsible for giving Gyllenhaal a huge budget for her second go as director, following the $5 million, oh boy, Netflix title. We've all seen it, right? The Lost Daughter? We've all seen The Lost Daughter, haven't we? Great movie, terrific. I just put her on the map as a great director. to direct a punk rock musical about the Bride of Frankenstein. The idea that Maggie doesn't deserve to have a big budget, she asked? What? It's not cool. Don't you know how many men make lower budgeted movies and then go on to have huge budgets? Those stinking men, we gotta give money to Maggie to make things equitable. Sure, we might lose our hats and our jobs, but listen, it's not cool if we didn't. That's the idea. This is the thinking that's going into this, people. Not, hey, is a Bride of Frankenstein musical by Maggie Gyllenhaal, blah, 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 is that a good idea or not? If not, then it doesn't matter if it's cool or not. The Lost Daughter was so lost, nobody could find it on Netflix to bother watching it. Ouch! Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Ouchity, ouchity. Oops, I'm behind here, people. 1 second here. Let's see. Amy says, that seems like sound business practice. I keep thinking people need to make movies with good stories and stop spending $200 million on special effects that nobody cares about. Well, we'll see, Amy. We will definitely see. I'm resisting the urge to ask why. Oh, God. Please. Peabody, listen. I could tell you. But you don't want Bear to go there. Listen, just trust Bear. You don't want him to go there. You don't want to go there. $150 million, that's still half of Snow White's budget. It is. You're talking about Minecraft. It is. And it could be, it could be one of these things where is it here? It could be one of those things where, yeah, they do really well with it. I don't know. I'm just telling you, hey, they've had Mickey 17, a bomb, Alto Knights, a bomb. I think Sinners is up next. I guess maybe they switched. I don't know. The release dates here. I'm not sure. But we're looking at Minecraft. Is that going to be a bomb or not? Sinners? Maybe, maybe not. They got another Final Destination movie. F1 is a co-production with Apple TV. Superman, they don't even give us the budget, so we don't even have any idea. Some people seem to think it's like $300+ million. So, yeah, that's a pretty big hole to dig out of. One battle after another, and then of course the Bride, but that'll be next year. That'll be next year. So we'll see. We'll definitely We'll definitely see here. All right, let me go on. Studio heads argued that by moving the movie to March, they'd allowed it to compete in a less cluttered space, referencing top-earning projects like Dune Part 2. Yes, of course. The musical about Bride of Frankenstein is just like Dune Part 2. And Kong and Disney's Cruella. Sure thing. Barring a shakeup at Warner Brothers. Before then, the real test will come in September. They pushed it back. A release of DiCaprio's latest movie. His latest film, 2023's Killers of the Flower Moon, only made $68 million at the box office. Now, asterisk mark, it went on to Apple TV, so I wouldn't count that for sure, but kind of gives you an idea. Anderson, the director's highest-grossing release, 2007, There Will Be Blood, earned $76 million worldwide. One battle will need to make at least $260 million globally to justify its means. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood earned almost $400 million at the box office, but they say co-starred Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, who also co-starred in that awful movie that Bear will not talk about. Definitely will not talk about. Anyways, they're talking about testing about it. They says, he's got a quirky performance that could either be good or bad. People could be good or bad. Running over 2.5 hours. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We all felt it, said DeLuca. Told Variety the disappointment over Phillips' Joker for the sequel. We didn't want to fail, David. That'd be the Z-Man. We think we're turning a corner with Minecraft, and you know what? I got another musical on the slate as well. We spent $80 million on an unproven director because she was a girl. Man. So we had to give it to her, otherwise it wouldn't cool. So come on, Z-Man. Fork over $80 million. Yeah, sure. We think we turned it a quarter with Minecraft, and we'll have wind in the sails for our diversified slate strategy, people. And if not, well, we got Conjuring, Final Destination, Mortal Kombat, a Matrix movie. They bankrupted the production company that made the Matrix, so good luck with that. A sequel to Practical Magic, yay! Another Oceans movie and a reboot of Gremlins and the Goonies, people. That's all we've got to look forward to if they aren't S-canned to begin with, people. So once again, as we get started here on the summer movie season, something to kind of look out for. Any movie over 2 hours really has to pique my interest for me to go see it. I miss the days when movies were all an hour and a half. That's, that's usually what your bladder can hold. 90 to 100 minutes. Usually, if you're writing a spec script, in other words, if you're writing a script for yourself, hopefully to sell it out there, usually it's about 100. If you're clocking in at 120 pages of a script out there, unless there's like a lot of action description that you're talking about, or if it's something like a kind of like a chatty film where the people are talking back and forth, so you have a lot of talking in the film, and that takes up a lot more space. Usually, the rule of thumb is a page is usually about a minute long. So if you're 120 pages, it usually means you're about 2 hours. So most of the spec scripts out there are supposed to be usually between 90 to 110 pages. That's usually kind of the sweet spot out there. So, yeah, all of this is auteur directors, oh, I want to make. Oh, God, that Babylon movie was an auteur director. It was 3+ hours long. Man. No freaking way, people. No freaking way. So, I agree with you, P-Money, for sure. Definitely for sure. That photo shows two very uninterested looking people. Yes. Or kind of deer in the headlights. Like, oh my god! We greenlit what? Maggie Gyllenhaal. What? Bride of Frankenstein musical. What's going on here? What the hell did we do? We spent how much on a Minecraft movie? What? Oh my god. Oh my freaking god, people. Oh my god. Oh, which, by the way, let me give credit. Matt Donnelly over at Variety, people. Over at Variety. So we've got the weekend box office, people. Let's see how well some of the movies out there are doing. And it looks like Jason Statham's Working Man is going to beat out Snow White. Snow White's possibly going to come in third place this weekend. We'll have to find out on Monday, but that's what it's looking like here, people. Anthony D'Alessandro over at Deadline, people. He says the third update here. On Saturday morning, before family matinee. See, they're trying to help out. Trying to help out Disney out here. Before the family matinees kick in. Amazon MGM Studios, God, get a better name for crying out loud. A Working Man is ahead of Snow White after winning Friday with $5.6 million. On its way to a very solid $15.6 million. Of course, it didn't cost $300 million to make either. On the $40 million Black Bear financed Working Man, based on the Chuck Dixon book. By the way, Chuck, if you're out there listening, can you help Bear out? If it's Bear financed, I want my 10%, man. Definitely want my 10%. A series about a retired counterterrorism agent, a turned construction worker who's pulled back into his old career after a girl goes missing. Gets a B on a score. No MG commitment for Working Man in regards to North America. Just a PA commitment, around $20 million. So they just put out for publicity. Prime Video took the world on the international side of Working Man as the latest campaign for Amazon MGM Studios Marketing Blitz and 007 promo vet Gary Rich after announcing his departure. So he's out of there. Definitely out of there, people. So let's go check it out here, people. Check out the list here. Number one, the number one film of the week, Working Man, Jason Statham. Toxic masculinity, people. $5.6 million, 3-day. They're estimating here. $15.6 million for the first week. They're estimating in, let's see, slightly less than 1,000 theaters. So Disney has the edge, 1,000 theaters more than Amazon and Working Man. And they came under. 5.6 to 3.7 on Friday. As we always say, people, wait till the second weekend before you make any, ideas on how well a movie is doing. A movie could do great the first weekend, and then it's bad word of mouth. What, Siri? Yes, bad word of mouth. What? Hush, Siri. Hush. I say hush. I don't know why she's doing that. Alright, so we always look to the second weekend. 77% drop off is awful, people. It is completely terrible. 42,000 theaters. They only made $3.7 million on Friday, estimating $13.7 million over the 3-day. 68%. Again, this is an estimation. A total, again, estimation, $66.3 million over 2 weeks. Cost what? $200+ million. It is not making its money back, people. Not making its money back. Now, Deadline put them at number 2 out here. They're putting them at number 2. I'm going to bet, I will put some salmon down that Snow White is actually going to be number 3 for the weekend once we get all the numbers in. Working Man was written by a comic book author and working man, Chuck Dixon. Dick's out for Dixon, people. Dick's out for Dixon. Actually, I think The Chosen, The Last Supper, which is a faith film out here, with Jesus Christ in, half the amount of theaters. Just about half the amount of theaters. 5.1 million on Friday compared to 3.7 with Snow White. Now, they're estimating the 3-day 12 million. They're estimating Snow White at 13 million, so that's why they put them number 2 instead of number 3. I'm going to guess Chosen is going to be number 2. So it's going to be a working man, toxic masculinity, number 1. A faith-based film, number 2. Number 3, Snow White movie, Slay Princess, is going to be number 3, and I bet you it's going to go down from there. They didn't have really that much competition. Woman in the Yard? I don't know. Death of a Unicorn, I think that is, what's her face? Oh god, the Wednesday girl. I can't remember her name. Anyways, that didn't do too well. Captain America all the way down here at number 7. I don't think it's gonna make its money back. I think it's gonna lose money. Black Bag, Mickey 17, almost out of the top 10, people. This is one of the films that Warner Brothers was expecting to be a big hit and carry them all the way. It's made $43 million estimated over 4 weeks. It made $500,000 on Friday, people. It only made an estimated $2 million over the weekend. It's down half from the half that it was down from the week before. So nobody is watching Mickey 17. They're going out of 1,000 theaters. I bet you next week Mickey 17 is going to be 17th place. They're not even going to be anywhere part of that. And finally, Novocaine, which we talked about a while back. That was actually the first week. They were number 1, if Bear remembers correctly. They actually beat out Captain America. I think Captain America was week 2, maybe week 3, and this little film here, $18 million out of 3 weeks. beat out Captain America. So, stuff to keep an eye on out there, people. Definitely keep an eye on it. But that's why we do the rundown here with the box office weekend stuff, so we can kind of keep a kind of running tally on how everything is going. You know, we could have some surprises. You know, Minecraft might be just a huge hit. You never know. You never know. But okay, even if Minecraft's a hit, is it gonna help drag across some of the other films that aren't gonna perform that well or haven't performed that well? There we go. Pardon me, 1 second. When they say 15 million plus opening, that's their assumption for the whole weekend, right? Yeah, because we're not in Sunday just yet. So, yeah, okay, so they're first week here, 15.6. That's what they're estimating based on the tracking. Now, if you remember correctly, Snow White was tracking originally at 60 million. They knocked it back down to 50 million. Then they knocked it back down to 45 million. It ended up coming like 42, 44 million dollars. So once we get past the first week, the estimate gets a little bit more clear because they've had a little bit more data to look back on. They haven't looked back just yet for the working man. Pardon me. But just based on the estimates on Friday, they're just saying, okay, well, let's just triple it. Let's just say it's $15 million. There's a little bit more that goes into that, but essentially that's what they do. So they haven't received Saturday nights just yet. It's still ongoing. So that's kind of their guess. So all this stuff right here is in flux. I would say Working Man still's number 1. Chosen, probably number 2. Snow White, number 3. We'll find out. When Bear does the next show on Wednesday, we'll find that out. We'll definitely find that out. But there you go, people. Toxic masculinity works. Disney princesses do not. And whoever thumbs down Bear's hot take on the previous video that he did, talking about Rachel Ziegler was right. Well, she was right. People her age, you know, her demo there that they were going for with Snow White, she thought it was weird. She thought it was odd. This is a strange movie. Well, she was right. Nobody in her demo went to go see it. So, thanks, thumb down person out there. Really appreciate that. If I made something, released it, and made $5 million in one day, I would be so happy, says Amy. Imagine making $5 million in a day, people. In a day. Well, they actually split that in half with theatrical and the studio, so really, if they only made $5 million in a day, it's split, so it's 2.5. But we're splitting hairs. Splitting hairs. Haha. Out there, Amy. Imagine making $5 million in a day and losing $200 million. Womp. Womp womp. Womp womp womp. Womp womp. That's bad, Amy. That's bad, but imagine you're a airline pilot out there. Imagine you're an airline pilot and you get in your plane and you start taxiing down the runway to a nice international journey over to China. You take off into the bright blue sky out there and you're flying. You're just rah. You say, oh, wait a minute. Where the hell is my passport? United Flight from the Drive and Nick D'Amito. United Flight in China forced to turn around because the pilot forgot his passport. After 2 hours in the air, United Airlines flight, UA-198, had to turn around its 257 passengers around and head back to San Francisco. When it landed, United arranged for a new crew to board the plane and head towards Shanghai, China. According to Redditor, this is the message that passengers aboard received. They say, your flight diverted to San Francisco due to an unexpected crew-related issue requiring a new crew. Once they arrive, we'll get you back on your way to Shanghai as soon as possible. We sincerely apologize for the disruption and appreciate your long patience as we turn back to San Francisco. Naturally, the passengers who are forced to waste several hours in the air only to end up back in California wanted some compensation, people. Well, they got it. They got it, people. They got a $15 meal voucher for their inconvenience. $15 meal voucher for airplane food. Flying sounds fun, says Amy. Wait, he what? He did what? That's right, he turned the plane around, and the best that they could do was say, here's $15 for airline food. Don't worry, says Peabody, passports will be chips in our arms. Oh boy, I can't wait. That's worse. That's even worse. That's just a slap in the face, isn't it, Amy? They didn't even give him an extra pillow, any extra leg room, maybe an extra, alcoholic beverage or some kind. No. $15 meal voucher. Don't spend it all in one spot. In one meal. I don't even know how long the flight is. How long is that flight? 13 and a half hours plus the other 4 hours that you had turning around, going back to San Francisco, landing, and then taking off again. So that's, I don't know, what would you say, 2, possibly 3 meals there? $15 gets you what? Maybe one? Maybe one meal out of it? 15 $15. Oh, no, they didn't, says Amy. Oh, they did, girlfriend. 3 snaps, but not a bag of chips. You gotta pay extra for that bag of chips. Girlfriend. You go, girl. You go, girl. Can you imagine Bear doing the 3 snaps? There you go. There you go. Just picture it in your own brain, people. Picture it in your own brain. Thank you, Amy. All right. Going from one slightly foodish story to another out here from the New York Post. People, we have the Yankee Stadium's 2025 food selection list. Here from Rob Ladon. Rob Ladon. Interesting name. They get sashimi, finally. Finally, a reason for Bear to go to the baseball park. Maine lobsters, crazy hot dogs, and espresso martinis, people. So you get drunk and be awake at the same time. They say, take me out to eat, people. Take me out to eat. It used to be that baseball fans were content to munch on peanuts and Cracker Jacks at the ballpark. This year, however, hungry Yankee game goers can also feast on lobster flown in from Maine. The high class, people. While ominous news about the upcoming New York Yankees season might leave a foul taste ahead of opening day, which apparently they did pretty well, Garrett Cole's seed, who cares? And unraveling, we're not here for baseball, people. We're here for food. An unveiling of new stadium sustenance revealed no shortage of coming foods to help fans feel better, including tiramisu in a baseball cap, people. In a baseball cap. Along with your starting team of hot dogs and chicken buckets? There's buckets of chicken. Wow. There will be bites that knock it out of the park, a la Aaron Judge, courtesy of an all-star New York chefs like David Chang, Bobby Flay, Marcus Samuelson, and others, people. For the latter food ace, in addition to his acclaimed Big Apple restaurants like the Red Rooster Harlem and Haven Mar in Chelsea, Samuelson is also behind a fried chicken outfit, Street Bird, a mainstay, people, they have there at the ballpark. Well, let's check it out, people. Let's see what they got. Coming up to the plate this year, Street Bird cooked up a foot-long ballpark frank to beat them all, people. That's true, people. It's a hot dog in there somewhere, I think, maybe. Meet the Bird Dog, a whopper of a wiener topped. Oh, God. A whopper of a wiener topped with fried chicken tenders, garlic aioli, pickles, and cheese sauce, people. Yum? Yum? I don't know about that one, people. I don't know about combining your chicken nugget, chicken tender with a hot dog and garlic aioli and pickles and cheese sauce. It seems like it's a little extra. Seems like it's a little bit much. I would just go with a ballpark frank and some mustard, maybe a little bit of onion in there. No ketchup, none whatsoever. Not so sure about garlic aioli, people. Not so sure about that. Biting into it is an explosion of texture, people. Crunchy chicken, savory cheese, and cool pickles, all letting the hot dog itself enjoy the renewed attention. I think the hot dog gets lost. I just keep a napkin handy to help tame the unique creation. Obviously, it's gonna spill everywhere. Obviously, the game is at center. But part of the whole experience of coming to the stadium is trying all different kinds of new foods, Samuel told the Post. There's this rivalry as to what the stadium has. There's this rivalry as to what stadium has the best food. And we obviously feel we have that, they said. But other bites may have fans begging for extra innings to feast on. Let's check it out, people. New for 2025, people. That'd be sushi. The Bronx Bombers teamed up with Manhattan sushi chain Bondi for fresh sashimi and rolls to pair with the strikes and balls. Hey-o. No ketchup studio? No, we can have ketchup studio, just no ketchup on the hot dogs. Or whatever the hell that they were trying to make with chicken and garlic aioli, and I have no idea. Seemed a little bit much. But this I can get behind. Finally, sushi at the ballpark, people. Stadium recently unveiled an on-site lettuce and herb garden, which we included in the various eats around the complex. Big spenders in the exclusive Legends Suite seating area can even devour a lobster roll. Really? A lobster roll? Let's check it out, people. Let's check out this lobster roll. There they are. They are serving some lovely stuff out there. I didn't have the lobster roll? I didn't have the lobster roll, people. Gosh dang it. I don't know how that skipped out on me. 1 second. There you go. There's the lobster roll, people. Lovely lobster roll. In the luxury boxes, if you will, up there. Yes, indeed, people. Only the best out there. A Brooklyn dumpling shop also joined the roster this year, delivering dumplings stuffed with Wagyu beef, as well as both buffalo and Kung Pao chicken. Each unique fried bite, a stoner's dream, they say. The spicy mayo adds a delectable kick. A Caribbean food delight, the New York-based Jamaican me crazy man food company that traces its roots to its Bronx founding in 1978, also brought up to the big leagues for 2025. We've been trying to get a kiosk here for 20 years, they say. Striking out over 2 decades, it's a dream as a owner of a food company to be involved with all this, people. Yankee fans will have to try CFD's original Jamaican beef patty, as well as a stuffed Jamaican beef patty with cilantro, lime, slaw, and slathered, and brought to life in a crusty lime and sweet jerky barbecue aioli. Are those words even going together? Ay, people. Looks interesting. What do you do with the plate afterwards? Do you keep it on you? What do you do with it? You're sitting out there, you know, peanuts, hot dogs, Jamaican jerk, whatever the hell it was, beef patty, cilantro, lime, sweet jerk, barbecue aioli. Get it right here while it's hot. Do they throw that at you? Hey, here, catch. Do they pass it down the line and hopefully nobody eats it before it gets to you? I don't know. I don't know, people. And finally, people, tiramisu. Tiramisu. Yankee fans will have a chance to try. Wait a minute, no, where am I? Hold on, where am I? Another new addition will be chunky cookies from Sweet Peas, which trains and employs adults with disabilities. Sugar fiends will be in heaven thanks to the company's combination of brownie cookies and thick Frankenstein of both desserts. That's not what we have on the screen, though. Where are we? Where are we? Let's see. Foster said the Ball Club tries to keep all the bases loaded by balancing New York companies, celebrity chefs, and ballpark freaks. Besides long-standing associations with local icons like Nathan's, Sebe, and Upper East Side butcher shop legend LaBelle's. Awesome. This stadium also has a close relationship with Bronx-born chef and Food Network personality Christian Petroni, who last year introduced fried meatballs to the edible lineup, people. But this year you get some tiramisu served in a plastic navy blue Yankees hat as a bowl, people. As a bowl, people. So check out all this great food that you can spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on to enjoy while you watch the game from high above, looking out over all the little people out there. There you are, people. There you are. If you want to go, head to the ballpark and get you some tiramisu and some sushi and a hot dog with like chicken on there and some other aioli and I don't know whatever the hell is going on with that. You can, people. You definitely can, people. So there you are. There you are. I hope all of you enjoyed all of that, people. Yes, indeed. Some good stuff. It would still take a lot of that food to burn $150 million. I don't know, that probably comes close to $150 million right there. I even know, you notice that they didn't give you the price of what they were selling these for. It never gave the amount that they were going for. Because, like, even the hot dogs there are, like, super expensive. It's like $20 a hot dog or some crazy amount. So, the fancy celebrity chef inspired, we're going to fly in, Maine lobster and get Bobby Flay to chop it up. That ain't cheap, people. That ain't cheap. He's got a new girlfriend to pay for out there, so Bobby Flay ain't gonna come cheap, people, or Marcus Samuelson or Christian Petroni or any of the other folks out here. Not at all. That's right, Amy. That's right. That's right. Oh gosh, I got a number of other stuff here, but I probably are not gonna be able to get to it tonight, people. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. Oh, and the old throat too. Luckily, I made it through. Here we go. Got a whole bunch here. I had the bear story from the last time. Let's see. Sorority sister gets arrested, and the internet falls in love. Let's see. I had the Rachel Ziegler, whatever. I don't know. That's a good problem to have, says Amy. Yeah, I know. At least I got some stuff. Maybe for the next time here. Ben Affleck lost all interest. Lost every interest he had in superhero movies. He was just dejected out there. Poor guy. They got rid of this lady, Jennifer Salke, over at, what are they calling it? Over at MGM, Amazon Studio Plus, whatever the hell it's called. So, maybe a better outcome here with 007. We'll see. How many people are saying with that mugshot lady, is she single? Well, that was my first question right there. So, that was the second time she's been arrested. She was arrested the first time for speeding, and then the second time for breaking and entering. Or maybe it was trespassing. I don't think it was breaking and entering, but there you go. Grand theft of our hearts, P-Money. Grand theft of our hearts out here. Oh, I had the, where was it? Hold on, I got a better one here. Where is the Sydney Sweeney thirst trap photos out here? Sydney Sweeney apparently is, she's apparently now single, P-Money. definitely now a single lady out there. So I'm like, hubba hubba, alright. Putting out all the thirst trap photos out there for some sort of bikini line. I'm like, alright, I can definitely get behind what's going on in the pool out here. So definitely for sure. But I don't know, man. I don't think that would fill up a full news story. Am I going to the chair because she's electrifying me, says Peabody. Aw, stolen heart. America's sweetheart. Twice arrested. Not Sydney Sweeney, the other lady out there. I actually like this photo right here. I thought that was really cool. Where they're underwater and it's got the water above, you know, and the reflections kind of below, and then I guess maybe it's a glass behind there where you can kind of see out. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Anyways, let me take it off of there. Otherwise, Amy and Melissa are just gonna give me the what's for out here. I can't have that. Can't have that. You were so nice the last show, helping old Bear out with Discord. So I do appreciate it. I do definitely appreciate it, people. Hold on, let me take a drink. Because the pollen, people. The pollen is definitely getting to old Bear out there. So we'll do that the next time, Peabody. We'll do the sorority sister arrested and her lovely mugshots. We'll do that the next time. It was fun to go through. I forgot to bring in my cat memes. I had Sydney Sweeney pictures, but not cat memes, people. So that's where Bear's head was at here, people. Definitely where it was at. So. All right, well, let me thank once again Amy and Melissa out there, P-Money and Mrs. P-Money, all of the little P-Moneys, all of our Russian bots, and lurkers. Yes, I'm sorry, Amy, we'll have to do cat memes the next time. There we are, people. But you know what? All this talk about very expensive baseball food has made... It's made Bear hungry, people. Especially the sashimi and the lobster rolls. Lobster rolls. So he's gonna head back, people. Not to the ballpark, but into the woods. So until next time...